Delvin, I'm back.
All right.
Listen. I apologize for that. Like something happened, my other device just went off. I think I may have like disconnected it somehow. I
Okay.
really apologize for that, y'all. I apologize
No
for that.
problem.
Oh my goodness. Look how the little devil working overtime right now. We finally have our like follow-up show to talk about some of the things that happened since the last time you were on, like last year. I know we'll get an update on what's happening with your case, but what's more important is like you decided to run for a commission in the city of Pompano Beach, right? So
Oh
I
yeah.
see you want to be the change you want to see, right? So again,
Okay.
Sarah Sheffer, host of Race of the Races. Sorry about that technical difficulty. Something happened with the original device that I was on, but I'm back. I'm back. Thank you all for like tuning in. We have Delvin King who came on, and he was probably one of the most popular shows that I had last year just because of the type of things that he was doing. And it wasn't, and the fact that it was the one of the most popular shows isn't even like the most important part of anything. It's actually like he actually brought some changes to the Broward County School Board. They actually had to take some action as a result of some of the things, not necessarily that came out of the episode we did, but at least from the action steps that he took based on how he was treated when it came to like some facility rentals and stuff like that. And we know that there's a lot that happened since then. So I'm gonna give you back the stage and welcome back. And we'll talk about your run for commission in Pompano Beach, which is probably the more important reason that you're here. But give us an update on what happened, and then we're gonna talk about why it is that you're running.
So since the last show, a lot has happened. There was because I think when we met, they haven't made did they make arrests at that time?
No, no, nobody was arrested at the time. No,
So
I mean, well, I think something happened with you after you came on the
yeah.
show, but
Oh
so we're
yeah.
gonna talk about all
So
of the, we're gonna talk about it all, right?
oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so something happened to you right after that, and that was kind of the first thing, not associated with what was going on with the school board or anything, but you had a bit of a situation because people were like telling me like, look who you brought on your show. They sent me the mug shot. So you gonna talk about that too, and then we'll talk about some of the things that happened as a result of the show that you did and what happened with you in the facilities.
So I guess we'll talk about which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's do a follow-up from
Okay.
what happened as a result of the expose pretty much that you did with what was going on with the facilities. So let's talk about that first, then we'll address what's going on with you, and then we'll talk about why you decided to run for Pompano Beach Commission.
So immediately after a lot of the interviews and things went on, there was some turnover in the investigation, and there was some arrests that was made due to the illegal use of the facilities. Now I wasn't
Have they
even
concluded that it was a legal use of the facilities?
yes, they
We're
finally
still
said
investigated.
yes, and they're still currently there's still an active criminal
Uh-huh.
investigation that includes
Okay.
more people, more
Hmm.
schools being used. So they're I guess what's taking so long is the because they're following the money, they're
Hmm.
chasing the money. So as you follow the money, you'll see where it go, who's been paid, this, that, and third. So I think the request for bank accounts is what's taking them so long.
Okay, so you said there's a criminal investigation. So that's outside of the school system. That sounds like it's something with the
No,
state
it's
attorney's
within
office
because
or
the
just
school system
within the
has their
school.
own police department.
The SIU. Okay.
Yeah, school
Okay.
board police, they're actually police officers and detectives, so they can do criminal investigations.
Okay. All right then. So yeah, let's go. Go ahead. Keep us updated.
Okay,
Let's go. Tell us what
so
happened.
moving forward, there was arrest of the of course the basketball coach, and then there was another coach at another school, and another coach at another school at Core Springs, and I think another school out west in
So
Core Springs as well.
I'm counting about 4 coaches got arrested so far.
Three.
Three. Okay. Three
Yes.
coaches. Okay.
The three coaches were, and they were basketball coaches. They were
Hmm.
arrested due to the illegal use of facilities,
Hmm.
renting them out, and pretty much making profit off of the uses of the gym. So again, there's more investigation, there's more people involved, and there's more work that has to be done.
There's more work that has to be done. So just besides the coaches, has anybody else been at least reassigned or temporarily
Uh,
relieved of
well,
their duties?
the assistant principal, the assistant principal at Blanchard High School. At first, he was reassigned, Mr. Spence. but he is now back at Blanchard High School. He has been cleared.
Okay.
Um, he had nothing typically to do with that. He was just doing what was asked of him by his boss, the principal at the school.
So has anything happened to the principal? I don't know who the principal is, or do you know if any
No, at
principal?
this time, nothing happened to the principal at this time,
Okay,
but
that's a
he is
qualify.
still currently up under criminal investigation as well.
Okay, but not reassigned.
He hasn't been reassigned at this time.
Okay, so Zyra in the comments says that there's also security specialists as well that may be having some consequence of this investigation. Are you familiar with that, or is that what they call
Well, the majority of these basketball coaches, they have positions at the school as security specialists, security managers, and things of that nature. So it's just they held those positions at different schools. So this why like the basketball coach at Blanchard High School, he used Blanchard High School and he used Hollywood Hills High School. So he used Blanchard High School because he had keys because he was the basketball coach, and he used Hollywood Hills because he was the head security at Hollywood Hills. So he had keys to that school.
Okay, so do we need to say allegedly in front of this, or is that he actually had keys and it's been?
Oh no, that's not alleged. This is in the arrest affidavit.
Okay.
So we can say allegedly.
Okay. I mean, we do. There's a presumption of innocent. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay,
Correct.
but according to the arrest affidavit,
Correct.
he had access to both of those facilities. And do you know if anybody else have been relieved of duty or reassigned as a result of this investigation? Because I know there was a young lady that you were going back and forth with.
Yes, Rachel Daly. She's over facility rentals. All facility rentals, Broward County, and she was reassigned. Um, and her brother was the one that was actually arrested.
Okay, so she was reassigned, but she hasn't been arrested. She was just reassigned.
No.
Okay, all right, and I brought that up because so again, as I told you, someone was sending me your mug shots and people were making some comments, calling my show this small little podcast and all that other stuff. I was like, it's okay if it's a small little podcast. However, what I do know is that it does make some impact. And sometimes we do things not necessarily to reach everybody, but if you can make a difference in one person, 10 people, it is worth doing to me, right? From at least what I learned in MBA school, if you can make profit on, even if it's $1, it's worth doing it because you got $1 more than you had before, right? And what I do know is, even though this is a small platform, I have people who come up to me and say, listen, I saw your episode when you were talking about this candidate and it helped me make a decision on who to vote for. I saw when you did like this ballot breakdown, I didn't understand the amendments, and thank you for clarifying that, and it helped me make a decision, and so I know at the very least that there is definitely some impact that's being made here. And I even got some calls about you. They was like, woo, so definitely people are watching, it's making impact, people are paying attention. But again, it's not about being popular or anything like that. It's really just about giving information that's important for people to know. So, like I said, someone has sent me you had a mugshot too after you came off the show. Do you want to explain what that's about? But again, if you're like, if the case is pending and if anything you say is going to be used against you by the state attorneys of Broward County, do not say nothing. Okay. So because again, all this stuff, they can go pull up video, and I don't want you to say anything that could compromise your case or put you in a situation. But if it's something you want to talk about and you don't think it'll have any impact, you can. But other than that, you can say, listen, the case is still pending. I don't want to say nothing just in case. You definitely have that out.
With myself, I'm big on accountability and I'm big on transparency. So I like to be transparent in a lot of things that I do and a lot of things that I go through. So that arrest was for something that happened way in 2000. I want to say 2022, 2023. And that was just some bad business that was done back in my younger days. And when I had business partners that really didn't do business the right way, and of course, when business is not done right, they're gonna come for the head. They don't want the little guys. They don't want anybody. They're gonna come for the head. And of course, they came after me, and I'm again, when you do certain things, you're held accountable for your actions. And again, that was bad business, and I had to be held accountable for my actions. So um, that's something that we're clearing up in the court system. We're going through the legal process with that, and we're going to square that bad business away, and we're going to be good to go.
Okay then. All right. So I've seen you post something called "Take Me Through There, Take Me Through There," and then you also made that comment at at the school board saying something about somebody just be giving it out. So
Oh yeah.
I'm very old, right? Like I'm grandparents age right now. You know what I mean? So I don't fully understand what any of that means. So can you explain to the grandparents out there what I'm not a grandparent, but I'm grandparent age. So what does this take me through there? What does
So
that mean? And why is it that you use that? Why is
I
that your
use that terminology. Take me through there. Take me through there. She don't know what she doing. Rachel Daly just giving it out. So the reason I said she's just giving it out,
no, but
because
what does the take me through there mean? What is that? What
so
does that come from?
take me through that comes from Metro Boomin. It's a song
Okay.
that they're traveling. They was traveling through, going to different clubs and things like that, just going different places, just doing ghetto foolishness. So, and it when I thought about the situation with Rachel Daly and everything she's doing with Broward Schools, she pushed the contract through for the lawsuit Broward Schools has now with the um when they rented out when they was trying to rent office space from the Handy building. I don't know if you remember that, if you remember hearing that.
Oh, that's a contract that they decided not to follow through with because it
Correct.
was a $2 million. Why are
Yes,
we gonna do that when we got empty space already?
correct. So
Okay.
she dealt with that, and then she was just giving out. And I say she just giving it out. She just giving out these facilities. So just giving out rentals, just giving out facilities. So that's where we get that. Take me through there.
Okay.
From.
Okay then. All right. But renting out facilities in the appropriate way or just picking it, just doing it in a way that's not in compliance with
Yes,
Broward
in
County
a way
School
that's not
or
in
law.
compliance with school policy.
Oh, okay then. Okay, so then that's not a compliment there.
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay.
No.
All right then. All right. So good to know that. I'm gonna have to go look up this Metro Booming song or video and see what it looks like. Hopefully I can recover from it, because you said some ghetto fabulous things is happening. I mean, I'm 305 all day, so I'm not pretending that I am not
Oh, yeah.
very aware of like ghetto fabulousness, but I'm gonna go ahead and see it. It's maybe my age that will make me want to be like, woo, okay, I'm glad I ain't young no more, you know. But
Mhm.
okay, so the people are being held accountable so far. There are investigations pending. People are being reassigned. So I hope that the school board and the board members and the school system is appreciative of the fact that you brought something to light that was costing them money, because I did see some of the reports that said they rented out this facility and the school would have made tens of thousands of dollars if it was done the appropriate way. So those actions were costing the school money, particularly since they were just trying to take away graduations from seniors because they didn't have money. So the savings to the school should be something that they should really be appreciative, and not only just the saving, just the fraud and misabuse, because you don't want people working for you that's doing those kind of things. So thanks for that. So now let's move on to you making this decision to run for commission in Pompano Beach. Now I need to know who you're running against, because there is a commissioner on Pompano Beach, Beverly Perkins, that was very helpful to me when we were doing the TPS town halls over the summer to bring information to her community. So are you running against her, or are you running against someone else? And then why is it that you
Well,
made the decision to run for commission in Pompano Beach?
so I am running. Commissioner Perkins is District 4. So I'm running for District 5, which includes the Collier City area and the Palm Air area. So who I will be running against so far will be myself and Darlene Smith. She's the current sitting city commissioner.
So why is it that you decided to? I mean, I don't think any candidate should run unopposed. So the fact that she had the position before doesn't mean that she should keep it. I really don't think people should run unopposed. So why did you make? let me ask a different question first. So is Pompano Beach one of those places where you have to run in the area that you live in? Because I live in a city where we, even though we have areas, like you run citywide. There's no, I'm running for Miramar District 5 or 3 or 2 or 4. We don't have that. You just run for the city of Miramar and everyone votes for you. So is Pompano one of the places where you have to live in a certain area
That's
and they
correct.
vote for a commissioner for a particular area that's been carved out?
Correct. You have to live in the district that you're that they're voting for. So if you're
So,
running for District 5, you got to run. You got to live in District 5.
so are you running for that seat just because you live in that area, or is it that you have some issues with the job that the incumbent is doing?
So I have issues with the job that not only the incumbent, but multiple members of the commission.
Okay, so tell me, so tell us how you came to the decision to run.
So what made me want to run is one, the unfair treatment from the city of Pompano. I've had my school in Pompano since 2015. And I actually, to be honest, when I first kind of opened up, I had a beautiful campus in District 1. District 1 is by the beach,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful campus. And because it was an alternative school, majority of the black students and things like that, they didn't want that in the people in the neighborhood didn't want it. And this was during COVID. Um, and the city didn't back me. These people were doing racist things. These people went to the city and complained that the school, it was too many students. They were too loud. They're on the field making all this noise, and the city went and blackballed the owner of the church that we was renting out. And we ended up having what we ended up during COVID. They ended up pulling my business tax receipt because they said I was over capacity. They ended up pulling the business tax receipt, and then they gave me a hard time to get a business tax receipt. So
So
during
pulling means that you had one and then they took it away from you.
correct,
Okay.
they said I was operating outside of my permit. And them explaining it to me that it didn't happen. They wouldn't answer the phone. You couldn't go up to City Hall because during COVID time, city was closed, so no visitors can go up there. So the due process in which they gave me was horrible. No commissioners supported me. Nobody was there to give me a lending hand. So we ended up leaving that beautiful campus, going over to um, District 5, no, District 4. So we moved back in Beverly Perkins district, and when we moved back there, and this
Wait a
was
minute.
also
Did you
during,
have to break a lease in order for you to move to school? Like, so
we didn't even have to break the lease because the landlord said there's nothing that we can do. It'll just be best if you leave because they'll leave me alone. The community will leave me alone. So I said, okay, we'll just leave. We'll
Okay.
just go. So we moved back to, of course, the black side of town, and they gave me even a harder time to get my permits on that building. They said the building that I was in, they don't have record that was ever a school, and it was a school. It may was a school like 5-6 years ago. No school was in there for 6 years, but it was a school. So I had to go through so much. It took me a whole year and a half just to get my business tax receipt. Do you know how long that? You know how much collateral damage and how much financial damage that did for a year and a half of no income
But
running the school?
were you able to operate the school, or you couldn't operate a school?
They said I could operate a youth center, but I couldn't operate as a school until it was fully approved, which they wanted me to do a change of use. And that's the change of use and everything. It took about 6 months to do. And once I did everything, they said, oh, after I did my public records request and we was able to come in City Hall, they said, oh, this was a school before. We're sorry. We're going to go ahead and approve it after a
Okay.
year and a half.
So when you were operating as a youth center, that means that students could only come after school, or were you able to operate during the day?
So
Um,
we
as a
were
youth
able to operate. We were still able to operate during the day, but students had we were not able to receive the school's scholarship dollars
okay.
until we was completely approved. So parents were paying here and there out of pocket, and we just had to play the limbo game until we got fully approved.
Okay. And then so you once you got approved, then they said, "Oh, so sorry." And what Was there any like compensation, any
No,
concessions made, a break
no,
on taxes, nothing?
nothing, nothing.
All right.
It was just like,
So
oh, we just oops, oh, I'm whoop de doo.
and so that was the current the people that gave you that difficult time. Were there or are they the commissioners that are presently holding seats in Pompano right now, or was it different?
A few of them up there were up there, and but the same city manager. It was the same city manager and the same city staff, same people that's there
Okay.
today.
All right. And so now you decided to run, and what is it that you want to see different happen in Pompano, and
So
what are you bringing
in Pompano, what I want to see different is because they have this new multi-billion-dollar project that they're bringing to the Northwest Pompano. Um, and they had this big project that they were doing in Pompano called the Pump. So it was in the Palmer area where they were building up by the casino, and they had this whole big. Because I remember going to the community meetings, they was going to have this whole big project, this nice, beautiful project that they were going to do. They promised Collier City, and they promised, which the district I'm in, Palmer, that you were going to have a Publix, you were going to have this, you was going to have the waterfront, you was going to have the hotel and this, and nothing came to it.
they never did it?
They did some of the stuff, but they didn't do everything that they said they was going to do. Because even on the sign, you can see it say Publix. It's covered up right now because Publix ain't coming.
So is there a grocery store in the area though? Because
There's a
we hear these things about like food deserts and stuff like that, where certain communities there's no real grocery store for people to shop at. They have to go to like a corner store, to get things. So is this a community that doesn't have a grocery store at
we
all?
do
Or
have, yes, we have a Walmart that's right across from the pump. We have a Walmart there, but they were building a Publix that was going to be easily accessible because the Publix there's a Publix in Palm Air, but it's so hard to get. And let's just say if you lived in the Collier City area, you got to cut all through Palm Air, which is the Palm Air has a lot of winding roads and bridges that you have to go through just to get to the local Publix, or you was gonna have to travel outside of the city and go across the bridge over to Coconut Creek in order to go to the Publix. So they were gonna make a Publix that was easily accessible to the main road of Atlantic and Pauline Road.
okay, so the way you're describing it, it sounds like you would have to have a vehicle to access the other Publix that's there. But if they put one closer, it may be for people who may be able to rely on public transportation or some other
Correct.
mode to get there.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And so do you know if this project is not happening or is it just delayed?
I would say it's not happening. I'm still waiting on some different public records requests, but at this time, it's just empty promises.
All right. But no explanation as to why that happened.
No, no, it's just it stopped, and there's nobody. When they came to the community, they was real vocal about what we're doing, what we want. This is what we're going to bring. But now that the project has started and they did what they did, we don't hear from the developers anymore.
So is this something where the developers may have received money from the city or the county in order to do this project? Or because I know one of the things that was happening with projects being delayed is that the costs went up because the cost of material, cost of labor, all of these things went up. So a project that may have been originally approved may not be able to go through because now the money's just not there anymore, particularly for the developer to continue the project without getting some additional incentive to finish it.
So this was a project that the developer, if I can think back correctly, that they were going to fund and that they were going to do. So they, with them funding it, they were supposed to come with grants and things of that nature, sponsorship opportunities for the community. So as you develop in the community, you're supposed to help nonprofits and things of that nature. Because off this project, it may cost them an X amount of dollars, but it was also going to bring in them um, a good amount of dollars because in the back it's so much industrial and warehouse space in the back. It's like, oh my goodness, what and I'm waiting on public records, but I think that there is a Costco's coming to that area, which we didn't know about a Costco's that a Costco's was supposed to be there. So things are changing, and as things are changing, this community is not being um kept updated about what's going on.
Okay. And so do you regularly attend the commission meetings? So to know what type of issues or what the reason may have been for the delays?
So I do attend some of the commission meetings. The meetings that I don't attend, I always watch via YouTube.
Okay.
And during the week, I also go back and listen to all meetings to make sure I understand each and everything that's going on here in the city of Pompano.
All right. So if you're elected to be commissioner, what is it that what type of items do you want to bring to the city of Pompano?
So before I bring items to the city of Pompano, we will have to have multiple workshops to dissect and look at all of the projects that we have going on right now. We still have go bond projects that haven't even started yet that should have been done.
So
So
people who don't know what go bond projects are, can you explain that for the
So
audience,
those
please?
those are bonds that we voted on and we're actually paying for renovations and for parks and things of that nature so that we can have a better Pompano. And these projects were voted on, I want to say almost 10 years ago, could be longer than that. And some of these projects still hasn't they haven't even turned dirt on a lot of these projects.
So is the money for those projects there just kind of
The money
sitting
is
at the
there.
bank? Is it there? The
It's there.
money's there. It's just that it's not happening,
It's not happening.
but the money is there.
It's there.
Okay, then. All right. So then we have to figure out why it is that they're not moving forward. Are they
Correct.
unpopular? Well, I mean, I guess if the people voted for it, maybe they want it, but there must be some sort of sticking point on why it's not moving forward.
The city puts they move forward what they want to move forward. That
Okay.
project, some of these projects for these parks and things, it could have been done. It, a lot of these projects and the design phase, the one thing I like, I don't like about the city of Pompano is we sell this community dreams. We give you the pretty pictures of these parks, and you're gonna have this. You have all these meetings, and then when it comes down to the design phase and it comes down to construction and pre-construction, it's not what you showed on that picture. It's not what we talked about in the community meeting. So we gotta hold these people for that A word. We gotta hold these people accountable.
All right. So the projects that aren't taking place, are in particular neighborhoods, particular districts? Is it like because I think you
Right.
said you are in District 3. Is that where you are
No,
right
no,
now?
no.
3 or
I'm
4?
District 5.
No, you're running for District 5, but where's your school?
Oh, my school is in district. My school is actually in district. I want to say District 1. The school is in
Okay.
District 1.
Okay, so the communities that are not getting the projects, is there like a demographic of people that's not getting their projects and everybody, or is just that it's across the board in the city of Pompano, things aren't getting done
Well, it's
for
across the
different
board
reasons?
because you
So
got to
it's not,
think.
we can't say like, oh, this black and brown community is being disenfranchised and the city is not approving projects in their community, but they're approving projects on the beach. So it's not that's not the dynamic.
No, that's not the dynamic. It's across the board.
So
But there
is
are
it
some.
something? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is it something about contracts? Because I know, like, just again, I mean, just for example, like with the Broward County School Board, they were having issues because they were approving vendors or non-vendors or people not going through the right kind of process, getting into contracts with people they aren't supposed to get into contract with, or in ways that they aren't supposed to get into the contract. So is that the glitch that the problem may be? Yes, we want to do this, but when it's time for us to find the vendors or the people to actually execute their running problems in that way, because people have to have things insured, they have to have like the right type of employees to do something. Is that a labor issue that's not necessarily that the commissioners are not doing what they're supposed to do? Could it be assigned to anything like that?
So so one, I wouldn't say it's the commissioners not doing what they're supposed to do. It's city staff not doing what they're supposed to do.
Or the
Now,
people that work for the city?
correct. Now, what it is the city commission is not put. I think the policies and procedures that they have in place, they can't really, and that's something that needs to change too. They can't really dab and dib into the day-to-day operations. So the commission sets policy, and the city manager runs the city, the day-to-day operations. So with the go bond, that's supposed to be managed by the city manager. And of course, I believe the commission needs to make more policy on um telling the city manager more policy, letting the city manager know how they want things done,
And
and
who's
holding
do
him
you know who
accountable.
the city manager in Pompano is?
Greg Harrison.
Okay, is there some issue with that city manager?
Yes.
Do you want to discuss that? Because if is
Well,
there
one, I think the city commission meetings. I think he's too old for this job because half the meeting he goes to sleep during the city commission meeting. He up there sleep. So
so
that's
this
one.
is not an ageism conversation. We're not being ageist or anything like that. You just think that maybe he may
Mhm.
have.
Yeah, he and two. Um, it's just time for me. It's time for him to step down as city manager. We need somebody in here with fresh eyes. We need somebody in here that can walk and control this city and make sure that these we can push these projects through without the interference of outsiders. Now that's a big problem that we
What
have.
does that mean? Interference of outsiders. What does that mean?
So we have something called RMA. RMA is it's a company that, and the person that runs the company is Miss Breedmeister. So she used to be the CRA, um,
So you're using a lot of initials. What's
uh,
CRA?
Community Redevelopment Agency.
Okay, okay.
She used to be the executive director, and she used to run the CRA. So she was in charge of a lot of the projects and things that's going on. So now she was let go from, I think, the CRA projects. So now she's been bought in, and I thought we was done with Kim, but now she was bought because she was no longer the executive director of the CRA, so she was no longer over these projects. But now she's been bought in as the consultant and the consultant for the city to run the $2 million, two not million, $2 billion project here we have in Northwest Pompano. So that's just some of the issue that we're having with our city commission, not city manager.
Okay, and the city manager was responsible for hiring this person as a consultant.
Correct.
Does the commission vote on that hire, or they just have to, or is the decision solely for the city manager to make?
For the city manager, but that's another policy that we have to fix because if a contract is under, I think, 150, the city manager can just push it through.
But
It
you
don't
said
matter
she's in charge of. Oh well, her pay would probably be like under
yeah.
$150,000 in order
Mhm.
for her to manage a $2 billion project.
Correct. She's just a consultant.
Okay. The other question is, for the city manager, is it one of the cities where the commission would have to vote to remove them, or what's the process if
Yes,
the city manager,
the
the
commission will
commission
have to vote to terminate the contract with
with the city manager?
the city manager. Correct.
Okay. And they're not sufficient votes on the commission to do that at this moment, or you don't
Not
know
at this
that,
time.
huh?
Not at this time.
But if
There,
you were elected, would that be the case, or you would have to try to get people on board to
you
make
will
that
have to
happen?
get people on board to because there's no telling who will be on the commission at that time, who will win seats. So it will be up to that current leadership team, that current commission, to see if they would like to overturn the city manager to get a new one.
Okay. All right. And so is that one of the items that you're looking to do if you were
That's on
elected
my agenda. It's on my agenda.
on your agenda? All right. Okay. So someone said that Sprouts is a good grocery store. Do you know where the Sprouts is that's in Pompano? Because it says Sprouts grocery store is.
I'm not sure where that is.
I don't know if it's there or
But I
not.
guess I don't know if they saying that's a recommendation that they want to do, that
To
they
put
would like.
one in there. Okay, yeah, because I think this person is from like Coral Springs or something like that. So maybe that would be something that they would add for, at least for healthy eating, right? If you're trying to
Correct.
bring good food in there. All right, what else is on your agenda for the city of Pompano?
So my next thing on the agenda is tackling the that $2 billion project and understanding that project, what it will bring to Pompano, and if the current residents in Pompano would even, because it's going to come with housing, um, would we be able to afford to live there what we qualify to live there, because a lot of people are giving up their homes and selling their properties, and we're bringing in these apartments. But will somebody like me be able to live in there? Financially, I'll probably be able to live in there. But when it comes to background screening and things of that nature, because of an arrest or something that you haven't been convicted of, can I live there? And why can't I live in my own community? It's just certain things like that, because I don't we want to make sure it's fair for everyone in this community.
So I have a question about that. So people are selling homes for developers to build apartments. Is there like a cap on how much of that development the city of Pompano would agree to? Because if you have rentals, you're losing out on the tax base that a homeowner would pay. So what would be the advantage of adding apartments to a city instead of homes that people would pay yearly taxes on?
So the difference probably would be a lot of the homestead exemptions, they'll lose all that. So people won't be exempt from paying taxes anymore. And I guess you'll get you wouldn't have to worry about multiple people paying taxes. You'll just get it from one big developer. So I think the bigger win for them is the retail and everything that you would get from that space in that property.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. But that's just like that's a one time. You get money one time, and then what do you don't get
They wouldn't. Well,
income?
they wouldn't get it one time, because that developer will have to pay taxes every year. Whoever owns that property, they will have to pay every year.
Oh,
They
because
pay property taxes every year.
okay, because I usually thought the developers they just kind of build a project and they go on about their business and
Well,
then
whoever
manage it.
owns it, or somebody would have to own that property.
Okay, okay, okay. Because the developers they build and then they just like, well, our job is done. Go bother somebody else about
Mhm.
trying to figure this all out. Okay. All right. And then so I hear this whole talk a lot about affordable housing, workforce housing, and all of these things. Is that something that you would champion? Is it something that you're familiar with? Is that something that will be beneficial to Pompano? Besides the
So,
screening to get into the apartment, but just the affordability
so when
stuff.
you say affordable housing, we
Mm-hmm.
would have to take a deep dive in what is affordable.
Mm-hmm.
What is the limit of how many people will be living in the house? Because you got to understand, in because when you want to talk Northwest community, some of these houses are 2 and 3 bedrooms, and I want to say a family of 8 lives in 2 and 3 bedroom.
Mm.
When you come down to these new apartments, they have a cap on how many people can live in these apartments. They
Mm-hmm.
have a cap on how many cars you can have, because you'll have to have assigned parking. You would have to have your car registered. You know, these are new things that we will have to prepare for.
And so, but Pompano has the space for that type of development because
Oh yes.
back in 2020 when I was interviewing people that were running for Plantation City Council, I spent a lot of time interviewing folks then, and Plantation is one of those cities where you cannot build out anymore. You have to build up because
Mhm.
it's is Pompano one of the places where you can still develop out or build up? And one of the concerns that one of the city council candidates had was that when you're building up, you're increasing you're taxing the sewer system, you're adding more cars, you're creating like traffic, like all of these things come as a result of development. Is Pompano one of those cities that still has a lot of room to grow without making it uncomfortable for the people that are currently living in the city?
Pompano don't care how uncomfortable you are. Pompano is going to build, and they have space to build up and out, all around, and take you all through there.
Oh,
They have property out there that they're going to build these apartments and these apartments and this commercial space and the new city hall. It's property out there. It's space.
it's happening regardless
Yeah.
because I was actually at Fort Lauderdale City of Fort Lauderdale commission meeting yesterday, And there was this whole thing because they're trying to expand some sidewalks, because apparently that's a thing, because people want to sit outside and eat, but then they also want to have like parking on the street because it'll save pedestrians' lives in case there's an accident. So there was this whole thing about that. But in order for them to do that, they had to get rid of some trees that's in the median. And I swear they talked about that for like 3 hours. So are you paying attention to the way they're developing in Pompano so they can make it like to be concerned? Because one of the things that came out of that is because the traffic in a part of Fort Lauderdale is so bad, it's difficult for fire rescue. Like if an emergency happened, the traffic is so bad that fire rescue can't get through. Like their response time is long because of the traffic is so bad. So is this something that you would take into consideration if you get on the commission, and when you decide on approving projects? Does the size of the project matter? Does the person have to come and explain like how this is going to impact navigating through the city of Pompano?
So that's something that they have to do regardless. But yes, they would have to explain all of that to me. They would have to not just explain it to me, to this community. They'll have to, and they already do it. They go out. But the problem is you go out and you say you're gonna do this and do that. And at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want to do.
Yeah, and I saw that last night. I have to tell you, they were not listening to the people. I was just sitting there like, they were not listening. I mean, people came in there talking for 3 hours about how much they did not want something to happen, and at the end of it the commission went ahead and voted for it anyway. And I'm just like, well, why y'all here if you guys are going to do what it is that you want to do? And when people start thinking, like, say that elected officials are corrupt or they got some backhand deals and all of that type of stuff, when you witness something like that, it raises suspicion. I'm not accusing any of them people of doing no backhand deals. That ain't what I'm saying. But I'm saying the perception was like, y'all had your mind made up. Y'all got some other motivation on why it is y'all doing this, because all these people came up here for 3 hours and told y'all don't do this, and you did it anyway. So it don't make sense unless there's something else that's incentivizing you, because you can't act like you know more than the people that voted for you to go represent their interests, and when you get up there you're not representing their interests.
Mm-hmm.
So it just seems as though you're beholden to somebody else that's not the majority of the people that's living in your city. All right. So we've been at it for about like 45 minutes. People are watching. What else is it that you want to tell the folks that you plan on doing, that you want to do, and tell them why they should vote for you when the time comes, when your election day comes around? Are you in March or are you in August for the primary?
I'm in November.
What, so you guys don't have a primary?
No
primary, so it's all the way in November. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So listen, for everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening, me coming on as District 5, me running for District 5, I am big on the 3 T's. I'm big on transparency, truth, and trust. So with everything that the city of Pompano does and they continue to do, we got to be transparent. We got to let the people know this is what's going on. This is what's going to happen. This is what it's going to look like. Be transparent. If it's not what it's going to be it's not going to look like. Tell the truth. Tell them we have changed course, and this is where we're going now, because you're going to do it anyway. But then we got to have people on the commission that's going to ask the tough questions. It's a few of them on there now that's going to ask the tough questions. And they get mad because they hold up city commission meetings for a couple hours because they ask the tough questions. And I salute them for doing that. I want to know why. Why did you choose to do that? If the contract says you're going to do this, why did you go off course and say you're going to do this? Why? Okay, well, I did my public records request. Why is this? Why is that? Why is this contract? Why are you giving this person $150,000 to because there's a lot of stuff going on, $150,000 to get the word out that we want to bring this downtown project. So I'm going to be that person, and I'm going to be active in the community. See, another thing that I want to do different than the current commissioners do is they have offices that's on the 4th floor of City Hall, which is almost close to District 1. My office would be in the Collier City, Palm Air area at a community center. I will
That's
make
by
sure that
choice. That's by choice.
that's about well, it's about, is the office up there by choice?
No, the office that you said you're gonna have
Oh,
in your
it's going to be by choice.
you that choice. Okay.
I'm going to make sure that you're able to drive up to my office or walk up to my office and give me and let me know the issues that you're having. Tell us the good things we're doing in Pompano and tell us the bad things we're doing in Pompano so that you have a direct connect with me so I can make sure what the people want in this community, I can make sure it's done. I can make sure if something happens in this community, I'm there in 5 minutes. I'm there. I can walk there. I want to make sure that I'm surrounded by my people. I don't want to be locked up in a building on the fourth floor where you got to show ID, you got to have an appointment. You got no. This is not. That's not how you. We're not the president and the vice president. We're not Congress. We should be. We're on a local level. We should be easily accessed. We should be we shouldn't sit higher than the people. We are the people. And I'm going to treat each and everybody and listen, I don't see it black and white. I don't see my community like that. I see us as one. Even though it's Palmer and Collier City area, we won. We District 5. We're one district. So I'll be different than the current commissioner and any commissioner that we ever had in District 5.
Okay, and you said something about truth and trust. So tell us more about what that means. You talked about transparency, but you said the other thing is about telling people the truth. I don't know what that necessarily is, because the truth can, I'm not gonna say the truth is relative, but like, what does that mean? Because just
So what
yeah.
the truth
And
means.
then how is it? And how do you just get trust? Isn't that something that you earn from the people?
So when you talk about truth, so when it comes down to and I don't like the way certain commissioners do this. Tell people the truth. Tell people what's really going on. Because there's been times when the commission knows stuff and they don't release it. They're told not to release it. No. That's not telling the truth. You're leading us on a game. So if I know that,
But can they all, because sometimes you can't do, I mean, are they getting it? Like, if legal say we can't discuss this because,
it don't be legal that says it'll be the city manager that says we got issues. Don't tell them. No. That's not.
Is it well, I mean, like, you don't know why he's making those decisions, but there's sometimes where, you may, if you provide some information, it may cause unnecessary like hysteria or something like that, where you may just if you just wait a little bit, you might be able to resolve it. I don't know. Is that?
I don't believe that. That's
You believe that?
well,
That's
that's
that school board
leading the
graduation.
people.
It was like, don't tell nobody, and then they all of a sudden the email
That's just
came
like
out.
the Broward schools. They told them, they told the school board members, here's the graduation list. Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody.
You're not being truthful in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess truthful would run with transparent. You're not being transparent.
So
Yeah. I would just be truthful in things that's coming. If I know that there's things coming to my district and this is what it is, I'm gonna be truthful with y'all and say, you may not like it, but this is what's coming. They're going to vote, and this is what's coming. It's here. It was a 3-3 split vote. This is what it is. It was a 4-3 or 4-2. It's coming. This is what it is. I'm not going. And also when it comes down to the truth, I'm gonna tell you what you're not getting. I'm not gonna come in and say, oh, I'm gonna make sure that you have this. No. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're not going to get this. This is not going to happen. You got to be truthful. I'm running, starting from the top. I'm going to be truthful.
Okay. And the other thing is that, you have to always get the votes. Like, how is it, how do you think, or why do you think you'll have the ability to maybe get some consensus with the other commissioners in order to put forth, some of the items that you're talking about?
So
how can you build those relationships? Because everybody, do you have that personality where be like, listen, I'm we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna be able to let them see and be wise and make the wise choice and make the decision that's best for the people.
Well,
like,
you have sunshine law, so you can't really communicate.
No, I'm talking like no, definitely not in violation. But I mean, like, on the dais, like how do you make the case, or do you have the ability to make the case and get people to see and bring them together and make because some people have really good influence, right? They have the ability to communicate and get people to see things a certain way and bring folks together. Do you have that skill set? And if so, how do you propose to do that?
So I would say yes, I do have that skill set. There's been many community meetings that have been a part of, like the MLK committee, even though I'm not on that committee anymore. But and I bought ideas and had people think outside of the box and like, that do make sense. If we do this way, there's been many times where I think of the pros, and so because sometimes everybody want to bring out all of the good in it, but sometimes you got to bring out the pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you some of the bad stuff. This ain't gonna work because of this. So I'll probably be always looked at as, oh, he always got something negative to say, but I'm gonna say the negative and then I'm gonna say the positive, so they understand the entire picture.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. All right. So your election is November the what?
Ooh, election day.
So you got to encourage people to vote. Like, and how do you plan on doing this? Like, do you have like a team put together already? Do you know what your win number is in order for you to go
So
ahead and make it to the finish line? Like, how you gonna get
um,
people?
so right now I'm solidifying some people to be on my campaign
Mm-hmm,
team. I'm solidifying a campaign manager because again, I just put it out probably 2 weeks ago that I'm
mm-hmm,
running. And I'm working on the team now. So because you got to have in this process, you got to have some people you can trust. You got to have some people that you can trust and do the right thing and get the correct word out. Because listen, you can't spread no foolishness about some fake promises. Because I ain't giving you no promises that I know for sure we cannot fulfill in District 5.
mm-hmm. And so, that's, I'm glad you said that, because one of the things, I have a friend that's running for a U.S. House, but in North Carolina, not here, in North Carolina. And I watched I watched the debate that she was a part of. And then one of the candidates were like, listen, I need to let y'all know what I actually can do. Because he was like, yeah, some people, they come here, they make promises about things that are really not their responsibilities. Like, say our role, he was like, I think they were running for some version of a commission seat. They're like, as a commission, these are the things that I'm able to do. Like, what types of things that commissioners truly have control of? Because some things are maybe county issues, some things could be a state issue, some things could be a federal issue. But what are the real local issues that a commissioner can do for residents? Like, what types of things do you guys really have control over?
So the commission has control over policy. So when it comes down to issues with we have policy, we can make policies over contracts, we can make policy over deal with issues when it comes down to the local roads, public works, parks and recs, um, a lot of local things. But certain things, like there's certain roads that they're state roads, they're
Mm-hmm,
county roads.
mm-hmm,
There are certain projects that's it's a county thing, it's a state thing. We have jurisdiction over the local police. So Broward Sheriff Office, Pompano Beach, we have states over there. The fire department, we have our own city of Pompano has its own fire department. They
I
don't use
think
BSO.
Deerfield just kicked out BSO, right?
Yes, yes.
Like, you
So
guys,
well, they're in the
no?
they're in the exit. They're in the exit phase. So they haven't stopped yet, but they're in the exit phase.
Okay.
So in Pompano is currently doing a study as we speak, and I think on Tuesday's meeting they're going to have a discussion about that.
About
About
whether or not they're going to give up the contract with
yeah,
BSO and have their own police
and Pompano
department.
has the biggest contract with the Broward Sheriff Office, the biggest contract.
Mm. It's always some stuff happening in Pompano too, though. I
Yeah,
mean, these BSO officers, I ain't gonna say they be abusing people or nothing, but I'm
well
just
they
saying, it
did
be
have
stuff happening over there.
yeah, because listen, Pompano is where BSO gets its most training at in Pompano. All the new officers they usually come through Pompano because Pompano uses everything: crime, murders, all of the training comes right here in this Pompano district.
I mean, if they got all that training, then they should be able to develop a plan to make Pompano a lot safer. Then wouldn't that be the
Well, that's a
goal?
that's a Dr. Gregory, Tony. That's
Okay.
his field.
Okay, then. All right. So, maybe that's something we could talk about. All right. So then that might be a decision that you're going to have to make it come November about whether or not, they're going to keep the Broward Sheriff off his contract, or if Pompano Beach is going to get their own police department.
Correct.
All right. So do you have like campaign bank account set up so people
Oh
can
yeah.
donating volunteer lists, so tell the people how to get in touch with you in order for them to start supporting you, whether it be by treasure or talent.
Okay, so coming soon, because it's not up and running. I got to make sure, especially with this campaign funds, you got to make sure everything is, because you will get disqualified and you will go to jail.
Exactly.
But coming soon within the next week, you'll see all of our campaign page. You'll see where you can contribute to our campaign fund, and you can sign up to volunteer. So within the next week, you should see that information being shared on my page, and you'll be able to go on to the Vote King for Commissioner page as well.
Oh, it's gonna be called Vote King?
Yes.
Okay then. All righty then. So no websites to give out right now, no phone numbers, no way to, not yet. Okay, well, just for right now, well, they can't follow you because you already got, you need to go get your blue check mark. You got more than 5
I can't get no more friends.
So you need to get into follower status. So you need to go ahead and just let Facebook give you your blue check mark so people can start following you in order for them to be able to support you in whatever way for this election that you're going to have come November. But we'll definitely have you back on closer to the time, especially once you have everything all set up. And then, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for the work that you did and exposes what was happening at the Broward County School Board. And thank you for being you. You keep us entertained every now and then too. So on your page. So yes, go ahead. He's gonna go get that blue check mark from Facebook so y'all can start following him, because I don't think he got no space for friends, but at least check out. But I believe a lot of your page is public, so they can't.
Everything is public
to see what's going on with you, and when you have that information up for them to go ahead and support you. So have the last word, Mr. King.
Thank you so much for having me on your show again, Pompano. It's time for change. It's time for change in Pompano, and I'm your next commissioner, Delvin King, running for Commissioner District 5.
All righty. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thanks.
Elections have consequences. Hey y'all, Sandra Sheffred, host of Racing the Races. Go ahead, please subscribe to our YouTube channel called Racing the Races. Subscribe to our TikTok page, Racing the Races, and like us on Facebook and Instagram, Racing the Races. Go ahead, support the page. I'm tired of getting crazy comments from these white dude trolls that's mad. Like, why y'all mad in the comments now? So come on, y'all, those who are fans of the show, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, comment on the video. Tell us what else you would like to see, instead of me having to read all these trolling comments. But I see it as a compliment because I showed up in their feed and I really don't know who they are. And since they're not challenging the content is good. They want to make personal attacks, but that's okay. So I need y'all to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page, subscribe to TikTok. All of it is called Racing the Races, and go ahead and like us on Facebook and Instagram.